Oh, hello there, yes. Well, after a night of chills and a night of sweats, I think I may have just broken my cold. Mostly. Anyway, yes, today, well, it looks like, magically, drumroll, today is TG Day, the day that we may or may not get trans guidance in schools days. TGS Day, you know what I mean. Anyway, the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph, along with the usual suspects being rung up for a 5-second comment, have got their retaliation in early. The Daily Telegraph manages to lead with yet another anonymous article. They do like anonymous articles. Yeah, we can prove that's true, said nobody ever. Anyway, trans guidance for schools should not punish teachers for objecting to the use of different pronouns. A former teacher reveals what it's like to work in a classroom where pupils who are increasingly question their gender identity. Yes, by Anonymous. Yes, indeed. And one of the odd things about this is that the no longer teacher anonymous person suggests that there should be a dictionary of definitions. Now, I was struck by that because if you think about it, surely one of the standard sort of transphobes, if we can call them that, viewpoints on the world is that there are dictionary definitions of exactly what a man and a woman and different genders are, and yet oddly they won't be appearing in this guidance. And guidance being the particular word, of course, because it won't be statutory, but that won't stop various people from hinting very strongly that it will be. So in the Daily Mail, we get activist teachers say they will not tell parents if their child says they're trans and admit they're willing to be sacked rather than comply with government guidance. Guidelines. Now, if they're just guidance and suggested, can you be sacked for it? I don't know if you can be. Can you? I don't think so. Anyway, as I've said many times in the last few weeks, we will be kicking various cans down road. Sorry to overuse that metaphor, but this will please nobody, and it sure as hell won't please those transphobes, because they will be most insistent that they've managed to find a lawyer somewhere, I don't know, lesbian lawyer? Maybe they could start calling them that? Something like that. Anyway, who will insist that even though the guidance isn't actually legally binding, that magically if they look at it funny and hum a bit and stare at the ceiling and write, yes, it is underneath it, that magically that becomes the legal framework that everyone else has to follow. I'd be very interested to see any court cases about this, about a teacher being sacked in relation to government guidance and guidelines. If they're non-statutory, I imagine that my union would make a delicious case of that. Anyway, we will see what appears later on today, if anything, because it's been a long time coming. Odd that it's so easy to define something, and yet when push comes to shove, magically, even a government as transphobic as this one can't manage to do it. Do have a lovely Sunday if you can. I'll try and not cough if I can.